My dear students, a very good morning to all of you. This is S. Arvind, Department of EEE, DYCT Kavali. In the previous session, we discussed about determination of transition stability by using equilibrium criterion, and now in this class, I will discuss about calculation of critical clearing angle and solution of swing equation by using Runge-Kutta method. So here in this class I will teach you about calculation of critical clearing angle and solution of swing equation by using Runge-Kutta method. So first we will see calculation of critical clearing angle. Before going into calculation of critical clearing angle, I will discuss about some parts of critical clearing angle. So actually this critical clearing angle is defined as the maximum allowable change in power angle. The maximum allowable change in power angle, that is, so here it is indicated with the letter D, delta. That means the maximum allowable change in the power angle with respect to this one. So this is called as critical clearing angle. This is denoted as delta C. Here we are taking some curve, that is power angle curve with power and delta. Here I am taking three curves. So here I am taking three curves, that is, this is a curve and B curve and C curve. So here A curve means it represents before fault, and this curve will represent during the fault, and this curve will represent after the fault. So here I am taking three power angle curves. Here I am taking three curves, that is A, B, C. Here A is before fault and B is during the fault and C is the after the fault. So here we are taking these curves whose equations are A is equal to Pm sin delta, B is equal to R1 into Pm sin delta, R1 into Pm sin delta, C is equal to R2 Pm sin delta. So here the equations are A is equal to Pm sin delta for the before the fault condition, and B is equal to R1 Pm sin delta for during the fault condition, and C is equal to R2 Pm sin delta for after the fault condition or post fault condition. So here already we know that, as we know that the curves A1 is equal to A2. The curves A1 is equal to A2 gives the stability of transition stability, refers to the transition stability by using equilibrium criterion, as we discussed in the earlier session. So that means area under the curve, area under A1 is equal to area under A2. Area under A1 is equal to area under A2. So here that is equal to area under the curve PQRS is equal to area under the curve STUVW. So this one PQRS and STUVW. So these are the area under the curve PQRS is equal to area under the curve STUVW. That is the area under the curve A1 is equal to area under the curve A2. So from this one I am writing on condition, that is delta m minus delta naught into PS, that is equal to integral delta naught to delta C B d delta plus integral delta C to delta m C into d delta. So here I am taking this one, and delta m minus delta naught into Ps. So from the equations of the three curves, that is by using these limits, pi naught into delta naught and delta c, b is we know that r1 pm sin delta d delta plus integral delta c to delta m, that is r2 pm sin delta d delta. So here I am applying integration to this term, so that will give r1 pm into sin delta integration means sin delta gives the integration of minus cos delta with the limits delta naught to delta c plus here r2 pm into integration of sin delta gives minus cos delta with the limits delta c to delta m. So here I am taking the upper and lower limits of this one, that is minus cos delta c minus of minus delta naught plus r2 pm into minus cos delta m minus cos delta c. So from this one I am writing r1 pm into cos delta naught minus cos delta c plus r2 pm into cos delta c minus cos delta m. So by using this one we are writing by using this equation we will write delta m minus delta naught into, so ps means that is pm sin delta naught. Here I am taking ps is equal to pm sin delta naught. So I am substituting this equation to this one. So it will give r1 pm into cos delta naught minus cos delta c plus r2 pm into cos delta c minus cos delta m. So here r1 pm, so here I am writing delta m minus delta naught into sin delta naught, that is equal to r1 into cos delta naught minus cos delta c plus r2 pm into cos delta c minus cos delta m. So here from this one we are writing r1 cos delta naught minus r1 cos delta c plus r2 cos delta c minus r2 cos delta m. So from this one we are writing r1 into cos delta naught plus r1 cos delta naught minus r2 cos delta m. So from this one we are writing delta m minus delta naught into sin delta naught. So here from this one we are writing delta m minus delta naught into sin delta naught, that is equal to, so here I am taking these two terms into this one, so that means minus r1 cos delta naught plus r2 cos delta m, that is equal to cos delta c into r2 minus r1. So from this one I am writing that cos delta c is equal to delta m minus delta naught into sin delta naught minus r1 cos delta naught plus r2 cos delta m divided by r2 minus r1. So this is cos delta c value. So treat this as the first equation and next one. So from the power angle curves already we draw three curves, that is from those three curves here p and q points are the same level, that means it will generate same power. in that network or in that system, that will give PS is equal to PM sin delta naught, that is equal to R2 PM sin delta. So here the P and Q points, those 2 points are equal, that means it will give PM sin delta naught is equal to R2 PM sin delta. So from this one we are writing sin delta naught is equal to R2 into sin delta M. So from this one we are writing sin delta naught is equal to R2 sin delta M. So here sin delta naught is equal to R2 into, here I am writing sin delta M into sin of pi minus delta M. So from this one we are writing sin of pi minus delta M is equal to sin delta naught by R2. Sin delta naught by R2. So from this one we are writing pi minus delta M is equal to sin inverse of sin delta naught by R2. So that is equal to, so delta M is equal to pi minus sin inverse of sin delta naught by R2. So treat this as a second equation. So by substituting this delta M value into in the first equation, we will calculate critical leading angle. So this is the first concept, that is the critical leading angle calculation. And coming to the second concept, that is solution of swing equation by using Runge-Kutta method. Solution of swing equation. Solution of swing equation by using Runge-Kutta method. So actually we have different methods, that is step-by-step method, a point-by-point method, or Euler's method, or a modified Euler's method. Among those methods, this Runge-Kutta method is a powerful method to solve the swing equation that gives. So here I am taking two first-order differential equations in variables x and y such that it will give dx by dt is equal to f of x comma y, and at the same time dy by dt is equal to g of x comma y. So treat this as first equation and treat this as second equation. So let us write the conditions, that is by using initial conditions, that is x power 0, y power 0, and time step, that is delta t. By using these three constants, initial conditions, where we have to determine the 8 constants, that is we have to compute 8 constants. Those are h1 power 0 is equal to f of x power 0 comma y power 0 into delta t, and k1 power 0 is equal to g of x power 0 comma y power 0 into delta t. So treat this as third and treat this as fourth equation. And coming to h2 power 0, that is f of x power 0 plus 0.5 h1 power 0 comma y power 0 plus 0.5 k1 power 0 into delta t. So treat this as a fifth equation. And coming to k2 power 0, that gives g of x power 0 plus 0.5 h1 power 0 comma y power 0 plus 0.5 k1 power 0 into delta t. So treat this as a sixth equation. And coming to h3 power 0, that is equal to f of x power 0 plus 0.5 h2 power 0 comma y power 0 plus 0.5 k2 power 0 into delta t. So treat this as seventh equation. And k3 power 0, that is equal to g of x power 0 plus 0.5 h2 power 0 into y power 0 plus 0.5 k2 power 0 into delta t. Treat this as eighth equation. And coming to another two constants, that is h4 power 0 h4 power 0 is equal to f of x power 0 plus h3 power 0 comma y power 0 plus k3 power 0 into delta t and k4 power 0 is equal to g of x power 0 plus h3 power 0 y power 0 plus k3 power 0 into delta t. So treat these equations as 9th and 10th equations. So by using these 8 constants, we have to compute the changes in the x and y values. That is, it will give delta x power 0, that is equal to 1 by 6 into h1 power 0 plus 2 into h2 power 0, 2 into h3 power 0 plus h4 power 0, and delta y power 0 is equal to 1 by 6 into k1 power 0 plus 2 into k2 power 0 plus 2 into k3 power 0 plus k4 power 0. Treat these equations as 11th and 12th equations. And here we have to compute the new values of x, y and t, that is the initial conditions. That means we are writing that new values of x, y and t. So it will give x power 1 is equal to, so here we are having x power 1 is equal to x power 0 plus delta x power 0, y power 1 is equal to y power 0 plus delta y power 0, and next t power 1 is equal to 0 plus delta t. So treat these equations as 13, 14 and 15th equations. So here now we change the x power values into, that is, we have to change the values to, that is, replace x power 0 comma y power 0 by x power 1 comma y power 1 and recalculate h, k, delta x and delta y values. So here we replace x power 0 y power 0 by x power 1 comma y power 1 and recalculate h value, k value, delta x and delta y value. Here we have, generally we write x power n plus 1 is equal to x power n plus delta x power n. At the same time, y power n plus 1 is equal to y power n plus delta y power n. Here t power n plus 1 is equal to n plus 1 into delta t. So treat this equation as 16, 17 and 18. So this gives the solution of swing equation by using Runge-Kutta method. Thank you.